Welcome to the ultimate big cat showdown. You're deep in the jungle, camera in hand, heart pounding, suddenly rustling leaves. Out steps a cat so massive, so muscled, it looks like it bench presses crocodiles for fun. That's your jaguar, cut to the other side of the world, a golden savanna under the African sun. A sleek, spotted shadow slinks across the grass, eyes locked on a gazelle. It climbs a tree like Spider-Man in fur. Meet the leopard. Now, I know what you're thinking, aren't they basically the same thing? Just spotted cats doing cat things, oh, my friend. That's like saying a grizzly and a polar bear are just two shades of fluffy, not even close. These two felines are distant cousins with totally different lifestyles, superpowers, and survival strategies. Jaguars are the heavyweight champs of the Americas, with a bite strong enough to crush bone like it's a breadstick. Leopards, they're the ultimate stealth assassins, lightweight, agile, and masters of vertical escapes. Ready? Let's claw into it. Would you like me to format the rest of the sections to match this storytelling tone? Jaguars versus Leopards, battle of the spotted big cats. At first glance, you might think jaguars and leopards are just Mother Nature hitting copy-paste on the same spotted jungle cat, but oh boy, you'd be as off as calling a cheeseburger a Philly cheesesteak. These cats may rock similar coats, but under the hood, they're built for completely different worlds. One prowls the steamy swamps of South America like a stealthy linebacker. The other dances through the trees of Africa and Asia like a ninja in fur. Trust me, as someone who's watched a jaguar ambush a caiman and a leopard hoist an antelope up a tree like it's grocery day, I can tell you, these are two wildly different beasts with totally unique swagger. Home turf, neighborhoods of the spotted elite. Let's talk real estate, big cat edition, jaguars. These guys are the undisputed landlords of the Americas. Picture steamy Amazon jungles, tangled mangroves, and the swampy wilds of Brazil's Pantanal. Basically, if it's hot, humid, and full of creatures that bite, jaguars call it home. They're New World royalty, stomping through their turf like they own the place because, well, they do. I once tracked one through the Pantanal and felt like I was trespassing in a feline godfather's backyard. Leopards, meanwhile, are the cosmopolitans of the cat world. Africa, yep. India, absolutely. The misty mountains of China, you bet. If cats had frequent flyer miles, leopards would be platinum status. They thrive in almost every landscape you can imagine: savannas, deserts, forests, even alpine zones. I like to say leopards are nature's ultimate freelancers, adaptable, independent, and always on the move. So whether you're trekking through the Amazon or hiking the Himalayas, keep your eyes peeled, you might just spot a spotted superstar. Size matters, and these cats know it. Now, let's talk about size, and trust me, if these two walked into a room together, you'd notice who's who real quick. Jaguars are the bouncers of the big cat world. Males can weigh up to 250 pounds, 110 to 120 kilograms, and they wear that weight like a tank in camo. Solid muscle, stocky build, and that don't mess with me walk that screams apex predator. I once saw a jaguar up close in the Brazilian Pantanal, and I swear the ground shook when he moved like a furry linebacker with murder in his eyes. Leopards, sleek, nimble, and smooth. They're the ninjas of the cat kingdom. Males usually weigh around 90 to 175 pounds, 40 to 80 kilograms. But don't let that fool you, they're lean, mean, climbing machines. Think jaguar equals NFL linebacker, leopard equals Olympic gymnast. One's built to bulldoze, the other to vanish into thin air. It's like comparing a muscle car to a race bike. Both deadly in their own right, but in very different ways. Spot the difference, like a cat fashion show. Alright, time to play who wore it better. Because these big cats come dressed to impress, but if you look closely, their patterns tell very different stories. Jaguars rock those bold rosettes with black spots in the center. Imagine a donut with a chocolate chip in the middle. Seriously, it's like they're wearing sprinkle-covered camo. I once joked during a field class, if it looks like the cat dipped itself in a box of designer donuts, it's a jaguar. The students never forgot it. Leopards, on the other paw, keep it classy and minimalist. Their rosettes are clean, just open circles, no central spots, more like polka dots than pastries. If you're out in the wild or just at a zoo trying to look impressive on a date, remember this tip: icing in the middle. You're looking at a jaguar, no icing, leopard it is. Its fashion, function, and feline finesse all in one. Wild years, aging like fine felines. When it comes to wild cats and birthdays, leopards tend to hold their own pretty well. Most live about 12 to 15 years in the wild, but don't be surprised if some fierce females make it to 17 or more. I like to say leopards are the ultimate survivors, stealthy, resourceful, and tough as nails. Kinda like that ant who still does yoga and lifts weights at 70. Jaguars, on the other hand, are a bit more mysterious. Because they're harder to track in their thick jungle homes, we don't have as much data. But current research puts their lifespan in the same ballpark, around 13 to 15 years in the wild. From my time observing both, I've noticed jaguars seem to live large, swimming, hunting, ruling their patch of rainforest like they own it. Leopards are more like stealthy ninjas, making it through life with finesse and calculated moves. Different styles, same goal: survive and thrive. Bite like a bulldozer when jaws mean business. Okay, get ready to have your mind chomped, because jaguars don't just bite, they demolish. With a bite force clocking in at over 2,000 psi, these cats have the most powerful chomp of any big cat on Earth. To put that in perspective, that's strong enough to crush a turtle shell like it's a potato chip, or crack open a crocodile skull like a pistachio. I once watched a jaguar take down a caiman by biting straight through the back of its head. One crunch, game over. I mean, who needs finesse when your face is basically a hydraulic press? Now, let's be fair, leopards aren't slackers. They've got a strong bite too, and they're more surgical about it. They'll slip in, go for the throat, and vanish into the shadows before anyone knows what happened. But if we're comparing bite power, here's how I explain it to my students. If a jaguar bites a watermelon, you get juice and rind confetti. If a leopard bites one, you get a polite dent. So yeah, jaguars are the bite force heavyweights, no question. Built differently when nature hits the gym and the yoga studio. If jaguars and leopards hit the gym, their workouts would look wildly different. Jaguars, total power lifters. They've got that tank-like build: broad heads, thick necks, short stocky legs, and a barrel chest that screams I bench press capybaras for fun. They're not just walking muscle, they're prowling battering rams. I once described a jaguar to my students as a sumo wrestler in forest camo, and not a single person blinked. It's accurate. They're built to bulldoze through the jungle like a furry bulldozer with fangs. Leopards, on the other hand, are the parkour pros of the big cat world. Long, lean, and agile, they've got a narrow face, long limbs, and a body made for slinking through shadows and leaping into treetops like feline ninjas. Think of them as the gymnast to the jaguar's linebacker: different body, same danger. Both are perfectly designed for their environments. It's not about who's better, it's about who's better suited for the job. And trust me, if you're a monkey high up in an acacia tree, it's the leopard you've got to worrying about. But if you're a turtle minding your business by the riverbank, that jaguar's jaws are coming for you. Life in the trees, high flyers versus ground pounders. When it comes to tree life, leopards are the absolute ninjas of the cat world. I mean, picture this: a full-grown antelope, yes, a whole antelope being dragged up a tree. Not by a superhero, but by a sleek, spotty leopard. And it's not just for fun. It's a life-or-death strategy to keep their meal safe from pesky predators like lions or hyenas. This little acrobat is pulling up 3 times its own body weight into the treetops. Talk about upper body strength goals, right? Honestly, if I had their arms, I'd be lifting weights for fun. Now, the jaguar. Oh, it can climb, don't get me wrong, but it's a land lover at heart. In the lush jungles of the Amazon, it doesn't have to worry about lions or hyenas swooping in for a bite of its lunch. It's the top predator around, and its meals are often just as secure on the ground as they are in the trees. Plus, who wants to waste energy hauling their food into the branches when the whole forest is theirs to roam and rule? It's all about the chill vibes for the jaguar, hanging out on the ground, plotting its next epic pounce. So, while leopards play high in the trees, jaguars prefer the throne of solid ground. It's not that one is better than the other. It's just that they're each perfectly equipped for their own worlds. Water? Yes, please, jaguars are the water lovers, leopards not so much. Let's talk water. While leopards treat it like a puddle you'd avoid on a rainy day, the jaguar, well, it's practically a water sport enthusiast. Imagine a house cat, all graceful and prissy, avoiding the tiniest splash. That's a leopard with water, no thanks. they're more likely to stare at it with disdain like it's some sort of enemy. Now, picture a jaguar and water together. It's like watching a Labrador retriever in camouflage. These cats absolutely love the water. They're not just wading through it. They're swimming, lounging, and even hunting in it like it's their second home. In places like the Pantanal, one of the world's largest wetlands, jaguars are practically aquatic ninjas, prowling through rivers and stalking their prey while swimming. I personally saw one grab a capybara, yes, the largest rodent in the world, mid-swim while I was paddling in a canoe. Mind-blowing stuff. Talk about aquatic skills. So, next time you picture a jaguar, don't just imagine it stealthily prowling on land. It's also out there, living its best life in the water. While the leopard might give a polite no thanks to a swim, the jaguar is out there making a splash. Territorial behavior, the big cat's battle for space. When it comes to territory, leopards are basically the neighborhood watchdogs with a chip on their shoulder. Imagine a cranky neighbor who's got a no trespassing sign on their lawn. Yeah, that's a leopard. These guys are serious about their space. They'll mark their turf, patrol it like it's their full-time job, and if another leopard dares to wander in, well, they're getting kicked out, pronto. No one messes with a leopard's land. Now, here comes the laid-back jaguar. While leopards are out there getting all riled up over a bit of extra space, jaguars are like, hey, there's plenty of room for everyone. Jaguars are a bit more chill when it comes to sharing. They don't mind overlapping ranges, especially if there's enough food to go around. It's kind of like a peaceful roommate situation unless, of course, there's a shortage of food, and then, you might get a little territorial showdown. Male jaguars might have a core area they prefer, but they won't waste energy fighting over it. They're too busy ruling the jungle with swagger. So, while leopards are ready to fight for their turf like a guard dog on steroids, jaguars prefer to stay cool, calm, and collected. Why fight when you can just enjoy your personal space without the drama? For me, I admire the jaguar's relaxed approach. There's something pretty impressive about being top of the food chain and not having to prove it all the time. Kill moves, the big cat's deadly techniques. When it comes to taking down prey, leopards are the silent assassins of the animal kingdom. Think of them like the ninja, the big cat world. They stalk in the shadows, creeping up on their unsuspecting meal, and then bam. They deliver a quick, precise bite to the throat. No mess, no fuss. It's a suffocating kill that happens almost without a sound, and then, just like that, they slip away into the night like nothing ever happened. It's like a stealth mission in an action movie, but with paws instead of boots. But then we have the jaguar ... and let me tell you, this cat is all about impact. If the leopard is the ninja, the jaguar is the action hero in a full-on Mortal Kombat fight. When a jaguar strikes, it's game over. The jaguar uses its seriously strong jaw, and I mean seriously strong, to either pierce its prey's skull or snap its spine with a powerful bite. No suffocation, no stealthy getaway. One bite, and it's lights out. That jaw is built like a wrecking ball. It's not just for chomping on bones. It's a tool for crushing skulls and breaking necks. I always tell people, when it comes to jaguars, it's all about that bone-crushing, head-splitting power. It's the ultimate don't mess with me move. Honestly, both methods are effective in their own right, but there's something undeniably inspiring about watching a jaguar deliver such a brutal, no-nonsense kill. Makes you wonder if there's a little part of every jaguar that secretly enjoys being the king of the jungle. So which style do you prefer, the quiet precision of the leopard, or the sheer brute strength of the jaguar? Both are undeniably awesome, but I have to say I'm all about the jaguar's knockout punch. So who wins? Alright, let's get real for a second. Who would come out on top in a showdown between the mighty jaguar and the stealthy leopard? Well, my friend, it all depends on the circumstances. The jaguar is the ultimate brawler, a tank with a bone-crushing bite that could shatter skulls and send shockwaves through the animal kingdom. It's got sheer muscle, raw power, and a jaw that would make a cement mixer jealous. If this were a cage match, the jaguar would probably win hands down, no contest. But hold on, the leopard isn't just about brute strength. This little ninja is all about speed, agility, and stealth. It's the parkour champion of the big cat world, zipping up trees and making swift, silent kills. A leopard knows when to strike and when to vanish into the shadows. If it was a race to catch dinner or sneak through the trees, the leopard would have the upper hand. Now, as for me, I've got a soft spot for jaguars. There's just something about a cat that can swim with piranhas, wrestle crocodiles, and still look cool doing it. I mean, who wouldn't love a big cat that's got the swagger to take on an alligator? That's a feline with serious street cred. So, here's the question. Are you Team Jaguar, all about that raw power and unmatched bite? Or are you Team Leopard, admiring the sleek agility and cunning of a true wild ninja? Drop your thoughts below and let's settle this once and for all. Are these cats dangerous to humans? Now, let's talk about the real risk. These cats aren't just impressive predators, they can also be a serious danger if provoked. Jaguars. The Jaguar is no house cat, folks. With that bone-crushing bite over 2,000 psi. Jaguars are capable of taking down prey much larger than themselves. While they tend to avoid human contact and are not known to actively hunt people, their power and aggression in defense of territory can make them dangerous if they feel threatened. I've always said, respect the cat, and the cat will respect you. Jaguars are apex predators of the Americas, and they don't shy away from confronting anything that challenges them. So, while a jaguar might not come after you unless provoked, they definitely pack a punch if they do. Leopards, on the other hand, leopards are much more stealthy in their approach. They're known for being secretive, lurking in the shadows, and staying out of sight. Although attacks on humans are rare, leopards have been known to become a threat when they feel cornered or if they're in search of food. They're quick, powerful, and their ability to stalk prey quietly means they can approach much closer than you'd ever expect. Leopards have been linked to attacks on humans in some parts of Africa and Asia, where they've ventured into villages in search of easy meals, especially in times of drought or food shortages in the wild. As a wildlife enthusiast, I've always told people that the best way to stay safe around big cats is simple: respect their space. Keep a safe distance, avoid sudden movements, and never corner or provoke them. Whether you're in the wild or at a sanctuary, giving these majestic creatures the room to roam and keeping your distance is the best way to ensure a safe experience for both you and the cat. Both the jaguar and leopard are incredible, but they're wild animals, and the best way to enjoy them is from a safe distance, preferably with binoculars and a camera, not up close and personal. Should you keep a jaguar or leopard as a pet? This might seem like a fun idea to some, especially after watching those incredible nature documentaries or seeing viral videos of big cats interacting with humans. But let's pause for a reality check. Keeping a jaguar or a leopard as a pet is a terrible idea for a number of reasons, both for you and the cat. 1. They're wild, not domesticated. Let's be real here, jaguars and leopards are wild animals, not domestic companions. Even though they may appear cuddly in certain viral videos, they're still apex predators with instincts honed over thousands of years. These animals don't have the same temperament as your fluffy house cat. They have powerful hunting instincts and can become unpredictable, even dangerous, when they feel threatened or bored. A domestic cat's idea of playtime is swatting at a dangling string or chasing a laser pointer. A jaguar or leopard, they're in hunting mode 24/7. What seems like a fun game for them can turn deadly, especially with those sharp claws and teeth. Trust me, you don't want to end up as the toy in their game. 2. They need space, lots of it. Jaguars and leopards are built for the wild. Jaguars, for example, are accustomed to dense jungles, vast wetlands, and expansive territories. Keeping one of these majestic creatures in a small enclosure or your living room is not only unethical, it's downright cruel. The mental and physical stress caused by confinement can lead to a range of health problems, including depression, aggression, and physical injuries from pacing or repetitive behaviors. In the wild, a jaguar might roam over 50 square miles. A leopard can travel 5 miles a day to find food and a mate. When you bring them into a small space, you're depriving them of everything that makes them who they are. 3. The danger factor. This is perhaps the most serious consideration. Both jaguars and leopards are not cuddly house pets, they're still apex predators, and they have the bite force to prove it. Even trained animals, when they get startled, stressed, or agitated, can become dangerous. These big cats have unpredictable temperaments, and even the most experienced handlers have been injured by their strength and speed. You could argue that many people keep exotic pets, such as large snakes or birds of prey, but those animals are often much easier to control. When it comes to jaguars and leopards, their wild instincts make them less predictable and more likely to cause harm, even if the intention is never to hurt you. 4. Ethical and conservation issues. Finally, let's talk about the ethical concerns. In many parts of the world, keeping a jaguar or leopard as a pet is illegal, and for good reason. These species are crucial to maintaining balance in their ecosystems, and they face significant threats from habitat loss and poaching. By keeping them in captivity for your own amusement, you're contributing to the suffering of a species that's already under threat. Many big cat sanctuaries exist for the sole purpose of helping rescue and rehabilitate these creatures who have been mistreated in captivity. Rather than trying to keep one of these magnificent animals as a pet, why not support organizations that work to conserve and protect them in the wild? If you're looking for a pet that can offer companionship without the risks or ethical issues, there are many domesticated breeds of cats that still offer a taste of the wild, like the wild-looking savanna cat, but are far safer and more appropriate for living with humans. Don't miss out on the wild adventures. If you enjoyed diving into the world of jaguars and leopards with me, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a roar. I've got tons more exciting animal facts, wildlife wonders, and jaw-dropping moments headed your way. Join the pack, and let's explore the wild side together. Hit subscribe now.